We now cross live to France, where Britain's King Charles and Queen Camilla just arrived for a state visit.
Détachement, reposez. Repos. Détachement, calme.
We're seeing live images from France, specifically the Arc de Triomphe, where the King and Queen, of course, have been greeted by the French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris. The royal couple is kicking off their 3-day visit to the country. Charles and Camilla were earlier granted a guard of honor after landing at the Orly airport earlier today. They were greeted by the French Prime Minister Elizabeth Borne and other diplomats. An officer and 20 guardsmen of the Republican Guard, which is part of the French National Gendarmerie, were lined up at the tarmac. Now, Mr. Macron has issued a poignant welcome ahead of Charles's arrival, saying that the last time he visited, he did as a prince, but this time he's returning as a king.
Now, of course, we see King Charles and the French President Emmanuel Macron right there. And we also understand that later today, the president will actually give the king a specially minted gold coin in his image and a first edition prize-winning French novel. The king and queen of the United Kingdom, of course, they're present at the moment. And we also understand that on Twitter earlier on, the president of France posted a clip of him meeting a very young Prince Charles before his accession to the throne. And he wrote that he was visiting as a prince and now he's returning as a king. Your Majesty, you're welcome.
The royal couple will receive a ceremonial, or rather receiving a ceremonial welcome at Paris's Arc de Triomphe, and they will later on today attend a state banquet at the Palace of Versailles. Charles and Camilla will also travel to Bordeaux during the 3-day trip. Now, this was postponed 6 months further because it's of the widespread rioting across the country. Later in the week, the king will become, of course, the first British monarch to give a speech from France's Senate chamber to senators and National Assembly members. Other highlights include the royal couple meeting sports stars as France hosts the Rugby World Cup. The king and queen's planned tour in March was to be their first state visit, but it was postponed at the last minute after violent nationwide demonstrations by those opposed to President Macron's retirement age reforms.
Now, when it comes to all, activities that are also lined up for the day, we understand that it's going to be a rather star-studded event. The likes of Hugh Grant, Arsene Wenger, and Didier Drogba will be